We're gonna just start warming up our bodies this morning, doing some simple movements with the breath. So, come to a seated position wherever you are. Ground down in your sit bones, sit up nice and tall, shoulders relax, face relax. Take a big breath in, and then open your mouth, side out. Another big breath in, open your mouth, Slowly take your right hand just outside of the left side of your skull here. Take your left hand and tent it down to rest on your mat, and take a nice side bend with your neck to the right. Many of us have been texting and probably feel a little bit of tightness. They call it text neck, from leaning down, looking at our phones so much. So this is a great release. Breathing into the side of your neck, side body, feeling the stretch there. We'll hold this for a couple more breaths. Come back to neutral. Shrug your shoulders a little bit and we'll take the other side. So lift your left hand up, cup your hands, and take it just to the side of your skull here, just above your ear, and take a nice gentle bend here to the opposite side. Feeling the stretch here. This feels so good. Hold this for a couple more breaths. Come back to neutral. Bring your arms down. So on your next inhale, lift your shoulders up and then release them back down. Inhale, lift up to almost make a circle in front of you. Top, back, and release. Inhale, lift up, take it back, take it down, release. Lift up, back, down, release. Let's do this 4 more times. Lift your shoulders up, close to your ear, take it back, and then take it down. 3 more. 2 more. And then back. 1 more. Just these simple movements with your shoulders can really adjust your posture so simply. You might have started a little bit like this, or even found yourself like this, and just by bringing your shoulders back and up and down, it's amazing how you can just adjust the way you sit, and also it affects your breathing. So speaking of breathing, let's move to some breathing exercises. So take one hand above your belly and another hand on your chest here. Close your eyes. And we'll just take a big breath in through your nose for 2, 3, 4. And then exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in for 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 2, 3, 4. One more time, breathe in for 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 2, 3, 4. Through your nose, inhale. Breathe out, exhale. Let your breath be your guide. Breathe in. Breathe out. more times, just like that, through your nose, following the rhythm. Inhale deep. Exhale slowly. Last time, just like that, breathe in. And breathe out. Release your arms down in your lap. Keep your eyes closed for a sec. And just feel whatever you feel in this moment. Slowly open your eyes, and we will come to child's pose. So child's pose, bring your big toes to touch. Take your knees out wide as you can to where it's comfortable for you. And then begin reaching your arms out long, softening your chest into the mat. Breathing, big inhale, long exhales. Breathe in and breathe out. Soften into your mat. Take comfort in this pose as a grounding position that you can always come back to throughout your practice. Finish out your last inhale and your last exhale here in child's pose. And begin to rise up to puppy pose. So puppy pose is kind of a mini version of downward dog. So your tailbone is lifted, your butt's lifted here. Your face is still down. Your arms, instead of resting them on the mat, are slightly raised. If this is too much for you, you can stay in child's pose. This is great opening for your shoulders. It's more active than child's pose. Core is engaged. Spine is long. Gaze is down. On your next inhale, rest that left arm down. Inhale, reach your right arm up here. And then take it underneath the extended arm and take your ear, if you can, down to the mat. If you have a blanket or a pillow, you can rest your ear on that blanket. And just feeling the stretch here in your side body. And also a nice twist. And hold this for a couple more breaths. Breathe into it. And then slowly bring that arm back out. Reach it up. Take it back down. To do the other side. Inhale, lift the opposite arm up this time. String it underneath the extended arm and take your ear down to the mat. Feeling the stretch in the side of your body here. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Slowly bring that arm back out from under you, extend it forward into puppy pose, and then come back down into child's pose. Stay here in child's pose for 2 breaths. Slowly rise back up Move your hands out in front of you about 6 inches or so. Press all 10 fingers into the mat. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back for your first downward facing dog. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Hands shoulder width. Soft bend to your knees if you need to. Pedal out your dog. Keep pressing all 10 fingers into the mat, lifting your hips up high and back. Big breath in, here and down dog through your nose. And then open your mouth, exhale. Big breath in and down dog. Exhale, let it go. Look between your hands, come a step between your hands. Soft bend to your knees, come into forward fold or ragdoll. Lift your hips up high. Relax the crown of your head down to the mat. You can take a hold of the outer edge of your elbows if this feels good to you. Or if you want a little bit more deeper stretch, you can clasp your hands behind you and take it like this. Whatever feels good for your body. Yogi's choice. It's your practice. Slowly bring your hands back down. On your next inhale, lift your heart, take your chest forward for a flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold back down, melt back down to your mat. Inhale, lift up, flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. On your next inhale, root down into your feet, all 10 toes into the mat, lifting up, rising up. Hands all the way up, hands into heart. I invite you to set your intention for your practice this morning. It's great to have all of you, and anybody who's watching, grab a mat and join in. So inhale, look up, reach up. This time on your exhale, hands out to your side, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more time, half salute, reach down, root down into your feet, rise up. Hands into heart, hands by your side, facing forward. Honoring your body, honoring this earth, honoring this moment. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold back down. Inhale, halfway lift. On your next exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, right foot back, top of a plank push-up. Head and heels are aligned. Shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Core is engaged, quads are engaged. Hold this for 3 breaths. You can come down to your knees if you need to. And on your next exhale, come all the way down, set up for Cobra. So press the tops of your feet, your toenails down into the mat. Draw your hands just beside your rib cage. On your next inhale, lift up for Cobra. And then exhale, fold. One more inhale, lift up for Cobra. Fold back down. This time on your next Cobra, interlace your hands behind you, lift up. Neck is long. Or you can keep them beside you, whatever feels good for you, and then come back down. Plant your hands, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Big breath in, here and down dog. And then exhale, release it. Look between your hands, step hop, or glide between your hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Root down and rise. Hands into heart, mountain pose. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step to plank. Lower, this time, knees, chest, chin, all the way down. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up for down dog. Hold down dog for 1, 2, 3. Look between your hands, come to step between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root into your feet and rise back up to mountain pose, hands into heart. Take a breath here, arms out. Big inhale, everybody. And big exhale. Inhale, look up, reach up to the ceiling or sky. Exhale, hinge from your waist, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Another option here, in plank, lower halfway. Come up to upward dog, or go all the way down to cobra. Come up to cobra, and then roll back, downward dog. Inhale, lift your right foot up and come to step it to your right thumb. Spiral your back heel down, 45-degree ankle. Keep a bend in that front leg. Knee is stacked over your ankle. Rise up for warrior 1. Root down into your back foot. Engage your core. Relax your shoulders. Reach up. Breathe deeply. Interlace your hands behind your lower back here. Lift your chest, and on your exhale, gently fold over to come into humble warrior. You can stay in warrior 1 if this fold is too much for you. No problem. Slowly rise back up. And on your exhale, frame that front foot, step it back to plank. Lower down. Inhale, lift up for your back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale, push back, down dog. 1 breath in, and another breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg this time, toes down. Bring it in, come to step to the top of the mat, the left thumb, spiral that back heel down. Get a nice foundation here, pressing your hips, squaring them forward. And on your inhale, lift up, warrior 1. You can shorten your stance if you need to here. Get a nice foundation, rooting down into your back. Extended leg while your knee is stacked over your ankle. Find length through your top body, your spine, reaching up to the sky while you ground down into your extended back foot. Inhale, reach up, clasp your hands behind you, lift your chest. And on your exhale, gently fold over to come into humble warrior. Those of you who might be watching, just joining us, maybe stay a while for the meditation part and the cool down at the end. Slowly come back up. Warrior one. Then frame that front foot, step it back to plank. Take the flow or take downward dog if you need to. I'll wait for you if you're taking the flow, coming all the way down to cobra or up dog for your back bend, and then exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. So bring your feet to touch at the back of your mat. We'll come from here, pressing here in down dog. Feet are touching. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Step it to the front of the mat between both hands. Spiral your back foot down. Heel and arch in alignment here. Bending into that front leg to come up into warrior two. Knee is stacked over your ankle. Back leg is rooted down, going in the same position as the mat in the back. Hips are level. Arms are strong. Take a breath in here, and on your exhale, reverse your warrior. Back hand down, extend that front arm over your ear, and take your gaze up or down if this is too much for your neck. Slowly bring that arm to the inner thigh here for extended side angle. Keep holding that. You guys, I forgot about the music. Here we go. My bad. Hope you can hear it wherever you are. We got some people in Spain today. Woo-hoo. Slowly come back up. And then cartwheel your hands. Step it back straight to down dog. Big inhale here. Grab water if you need to. And exhale. Inhale. This time lift your right leg up. Step it through to the top of the mat. Spiral the back heel down. Rise up. Warrior two. Second side. Breathe into your fingers. Try to find the length through your arms. A little bit more. Reach out with your front arm. Lift it up. And then take it back to reverse your warrior. Slowly bring that arm down to the inner thigh. Take it over for extended side angle. Come back to warrior two. Breathe in and breathe out. Windmill your arms. Frame that front foot and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your hands. Come to step hop between your hands. Bend down into your knees. Bring your bottom down as if you're seated in the chair. Come up for chair pose. Bring your arms out for goal pose, and then back up together. Inhale out. Squeeze the shoulder blades back up. Inhale, back out. Back up. One more time. Squeeze. Bend a little bit more if you can. And exhale, fold over to forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Halfway lift. We'll take one final flow here. Step back or hop back. Come down, knees, chest, chin, all the way down. Inhale to your back bend. And then exhale, push it back, down dog. So we're here in down dog, and I want to go into one of my favorite poses because I love dolphins so much, and I see them all the time here in Southern California. So come down to your forearms, walk your feet in a bit. Great shoulder opener to come into dolphin pose. You can stay in down dog. For those of you, this might be too much for your shoulders. But for those of you who want a little bit more today, come down to your forearms, hold dolphin for 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back up to plank. And then we're gonna roll over, stack our feet, or alternate them. You can bring this bottom knee down to come into side plank. So shoulders, hands are aligned here, lifting your hips up, pressing down into the mat, core is engaged. Slowly come back to plank, push back, down dog. Big breath in, here in down dog. Long breath out. Slowly roll forward, come back to plank, and take side plank the opposite side. You can stack your feet, bring that bottom knee down, or have your feet like mine are, one resting over the other. Lifting up your hips, while your shoulders and hands are aligned, pressing down to the mat. Gauge your core here. Lifting. Breathing. Slowly come back to plank. Push back. Down dog. Inhale, look between your hands. Come to step between your hands. And we'll do a little bit of balancing. If you have some water, like I do, I'm gonna grab a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating, which is a good thing. Okay, so here we are. Come to a standing position. The top of your mat will actually face the long way here. So the other day we were doing some balancing, and I love balancing, and I like transitioning from different balance poses. I like to challenge myself to try to see if I can hold them and not drop my foot. So we will start today with a tree position. So I'll face you guys for this first one. So plug all 10 toes down into the mat, how we were in mountain pose when we first started. And then bend that right knee and just balance and see what this feels like on your left leg. Grounding down all 5 toes into the mat, hips are facing forward. Find a focal point in front of you. You can bring your foot to the inner part of your thigh here, or you can bring it to your inner part of your thigh or inner part of your calf. Once you have a good foundation here, grow your tree. Now from tree, I'm just gonna demo a little bit. Eventually we're gonna bring our knee back in, keeping it still lifted, and then sending your heart forward, still focusing on that focal point. You can have a soft bend to your leg in the front and taking your leg all the way back to come into warrior 3. So leg is straight out, arms are extended. You can bring them by your side here and then come back up. So we'll do that again. So for those of you who may be still in the tree, I'm gonna actually go this way so you can see it. See it better because my leg is hitting the wall there. And I hope you guys can hear the music. I got a little Tom Misch playing in the background, so I don't want it to overpower. All right, so here we go. Lifting up, come into tree, hold tree. Your option Any hand variation, just keep that foot away from your knee. You can be fun, creative, take reverse prayer. Slowly bring that foot in, knee in, keep it lifted, and then begin to transition into warrior three. So taking your heart forward, gaze is forward, toes are pointing down, core is engaged. Stay lifted, slowly keep that leg lifted if you can. Bring it up, and then release it. Cool. Shake everything out, any cobwebs or anything left. And then we'll do the other side. So, take your left foot into your calf here, or your inner thigh, plugging into all 5 toes into the mat. You can have a little bend to your standing leg if you need to. Find a focus in front of you. Bring your foot either to your calf or inner thigh. Hands into heart. Grow your tree. Reaching up. Whoa, my tree is swaying. Ah! It's all good. So still keep that foot lifted and then bring it in and then take it out directly in back of you to come into warrior three. Reaching from both ends. Take your arms out if this is better for your balance. Hips are level here, core is engaged. On your next inhale, bring that knee back up and then place it down. Cool, that felt really good. Inhale, reach up, we'll face the long end of the mat. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale, step back to plank one more time. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to your back bend. And then exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. We'll do one more chair of those before we make our way down to the mat. Inhale, look between your hands. Come to step between your hands, bend your knees. Sit your bottom down to come into chair. Knees are stacked over your ankle. You should be able to see your toes. Bring your hands into heart here. And on your exhale, take your left elbow just outside of your right thigh and take a nice twist to the right. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back up to chair. Take it the other side. Keep those knees in alignment. Sit your bottom back. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, deepen the twist if you can. Come back to chair. And then exhale, fold over. From here, you guys can take the flow if you're feeling like you want a little bit more. Or just slowly step back to down dog to get us back down to the mat to do a little bit of core work and some fun stuff I saw the other day. So open heart openers rather. So inhale, look between your hands, come to hop, seated position, bringing your bottom down to the mat, pulling the flesh out from underneath you. Hope everybody's feeling pretty good. Again, as I said, if you want to take a child's pose in between any of this, feel free. It's all about modification these days. So, come all the way down to the mat here. And we're going to set up for bridge. But again, kind of keeping in line with transitioning from one pose to another. We're gonna do a few other things too. So, make sure that your entire bottom body is in alignment. So, your back of your ankles just in back of your bottom here. Feet are facing forward, pressing your hands down. Back body's down. I think we can have a little bit of music, a little louder. Okay, so we're here. So on your inhale, lift your heart, lift your lower spine to come into bridge pose. Hold this for 2 breaths. You're going to slowly bring your bottom down, and then you're going to rise up to boat. So here in boat, hold boat for 2 breaths. Then bring your hands down behind your lower back. Fingers are facing forward. Press your feet down and lift up to reverse table. Come back down to boat, low boat, and then come back down on the mat. We'll do it yet again. So, feet in the same position. On your inhale, lift up, lower spine, upper spine, heart is lifted. You can even interlace your hands behind your lower back this time, option, or keep pressing them into the mat. Stay lifted. Breathe. Slowly bring that bottom down. Come up to boat. Core is engaged. You can straighten your legs if you want to, or bend them. Slowly bring your arms behind you to reverse table. Lift up. You can stay in boat if you want to and skip this. Heart is lifted. Slowly come back down to boat. Straighten. Low, boat, and then come all the way down. We'll do it one more time, guys. So, back body down into the mat. Here in bridge. Inhale, lift up. Breathe. Slowly bring it down. Come up to boat. Stay lifted, spine is long. Bring your feet down, hands behind you. Lift up. Reverse table. Slowly come back down, back to boat. Straighten if you want, option. Low, boat, and then come down. Good work. Bring both knees in. Give yourself a hug. You can even sway side to side here. Start to roll up. Crossing your legs here. Lifting your arms with your legs crossed. And then just to counter all those back bends, fold over. Try not to round your spine. Stay lifted and lengthening from wherever you land here. Slowly walk up, and then inhale, lift up. I'll face you guys this way. Lift up so your legs are crossed. Take your left hand just over your right thigh, and a nice twist. This feels great after all of that. Inhale, come up, reach up, and then take a nice twist to the opposite side. guys like my music, and I hope you can hear it. It's Tom Misch. I love this artist. Just put on Amazon Music and let it go. I'm a one-woman show here. Reaching up and then bow forward. I honor all of you for practicing, and those of you who are tuning in, no watching without joining. Slowly come up. We're going to do a little bit of hip opener. So we're going to come back up just to down dog to set us up for pigeon, you guys. For those of you who don't want to do pigeon because it's a pretty deep hip opener, I'll give you another option to modify. So on your inhale, lift your right leg, bend your knee. Place that knee just behind your wrist here. Other leg is extended in back of you. Want your hips as level as possible here. If you have a blanket or something that you can put underneath you, if there's a big gap between one leg and the floor, just to level things out. Nice tall spine here, lifting your chest. And as you're breathing deeply, if you want a little bit more, you can come down, all the way down to the floor. Another option to modify, those of you who are doing pigeon, keep holding it. You can stay on your back, come to your back, cross your foot over the top of your thigh, string your hands in between your legs here for threading the needle, which is also a hip opener. Does the same thing, it's too much on your knees. But for those of you who are in pigeon, we've been sitting a lot, probably, and this is great for opening up those hips. We also carry a lot of emotion in our hips, and it's good to release this. So slowly come back up the way we got into it, and bring that knee back out. You can even come to tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, and we'll do the other side. So inhale, sweep that leg up, bend the knee, gently place it down behind the other wrist. Toes are flexed here. Back leg is extended. Lift up, nice and tall and proud. And then exhale, begin to walk out, folding over, taking your time with it. Breathing deeply. So great to be able to connect with everybody from everywhere. It's like we're all going through the same thing all over the world, and yoga brings people together. It's one of the things I love about it, and I feel so connected with all of you, even though I can't see you. So thank you so much. It's been truly an honor and gift to be able to share my passion. So take your hands and take your fingers to face towards you here in tabletop. I forgot to tell you guys to come into tabletop. So from pigeon, if you were watching me, come into tabletop position. So to just stretch out our wrists from this side, because we were doing a lot of planks and side planks, and this feels really good. So breathing into this, basically your hands are pressing in reverse position. Fingers stretching out your wrists, and then back the other way. This way. So we're going to come up, tuck your toes, come back up just to walk into a forward fold. We're here with our wrists. Take the palms underneath the soles of your feet. Your toes should touch the top part of your wrist. Coming to fold over into, I call this pose monkey, but it's called ape. I love it. It's so great. It's like giving yourself a massage, truly. Sending some love to your palms, underneath your feet. Toes should touch. Keep a soft bend to your knees here. Slowly come up. Inhale, reach up. Inhale, reach up. And this time take a lateral bend over to your right. And then slowly take the opposite side. Opposite side. So take your feet out about 4 inches apart. Toes are pointing out. Ankles are in, and come down to a squat. Another great hip opener. So hands into heart here. And if this is too much for you, again, you can come to a seated position, cross leg, or if you have a blanket nearby, you can sit on that blanket or even a block. Just breathe into it. And slowly put your hand down here. You can even take a half bind if this feels good for you, or just stay right here, pressing the inner part of your thighs here as we make our way back down to the mat to get ready for a final resting pose and some breathing the way we started. Cool. So slowly come back down to the mat. Bring your bottom down to the mat. Take your feet out the length of your mat. Bring your back body all the way down, palms facing up to the heavens here. Right here, even before we get into Shavasana, the same way we started. Take your right hand on your heart, left hand on your belly. Sending yourself some love. Because without self-love, it's very hard to love another. So also thanking yourself for showing up for yoga today, taking some time for you. Slowly open up your arms back up, close your eyes. We'll stay here in Shavasana, letting go. Begin to draw some attention back to your breath. Here in this final resting pose, wiggle your toes, fingers. surrender. When you're ready, come to rest on the side of your body. Fetal position. You can even just take your arms and your face and gently rest your arms just on top of your bent. Rest your face on top of your bent arms. And then when you're ready, come back up to seated position where we started with your legs folded. Hands into heart. Inhale, reach up. And then coming back down into heart. One more time, inhale, reach up. This time we'll take a side bend, the same way that we were when we first started. Standing to the right. Lifting, breathing. Noticing how you feel and how you'll probably carry some of this with you throughout the day. Slowly bring that arm back down, hands into heart. Thank you guys for practicing with me. It's always a treat when I run over and see who actually, because I can't see it from here, to see who joined in. You know I love a good quote. So before I leave you, I want to leave you with one that I just read this morning from Rodney Yee, pretty famous yoga instructor. He says, as we look deeply within, we understand our perfect balance. There is no fear of the cycle of birth, life, and death. For when you stand in the present moment, you are timeless. So with that, find power in the present moment. Thank you guys. Much love. Namaste. I hope you practice and I hope you feel great. Also, before I leave you guys, I see a few people watching. Please go over to my YouTube channel. Hi Mark, is Yoga with Lonni. Please subscribe to my channel. Eventually I'm going to start doing these classes on YouTube. I'm actually teaching a kids class later on today on YouTube. And it's pretty amazing, all these parents, some are in New Jersey, homeschooling their kids. I got connected with them through my cousin who's homeschooling and working, and it's just been amazing. So just 30 minutes of yoga with the little ones, just getting them to practice meditation and breathing. It's amazing. I've had parents tell me that they've noticed a difference. So if you know anyone who's interested, I've left my email online. I've left these classes donation only. Some people have left donations, no pressure. If you want to leave a donation, you can go to my Venmo page. It's Lonni-HR. But I know right now it's kind of tough for a lot of people. So I do it for the love. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel again, Yoga with Lonni. The next class we're doing for grown-ups is Sunday, but if you guys want a little bit more, I may be willing to add another class in between the kids' classes I've been doing too. But it's been amazing, so thank you so much. I hope you feel zen and happy and more peaceful and grounded right now. Thank you. Bye, guys. Mwah. Virtual hug.